They told you it was an accident, a tragic mishap of war, a slow, inevitable decay. They painted a picture of a flickering flame, a library's silent surrender to time and chaos. But what if every single word of that story was a meticulously crafted lie? Imagine a place where every secret, every discovery, every forbidden truth of the ancient world was stored. Not just scrolls, but the very blueprints of reality. A vast, pulsating heart of human knowledge, beating for 1,000 years. This was the Library of Alexandria, and then in a blink of history's eye it was gone, reduced to ash. But the how and the why are far more complex and far more terrifying than any history book dares to admit. This isn't a story of loss. This is a story of erasure. Of a power so immense, it actively sought to redact the very fabric of human understanding. Tonight, we unearth the real reason the Library of Alexandria burned. And when we're done, your perception of history, and indeed of power itself, will be irrevocably shattered. Let's start with the official narratives. Julius Caesar, the Arab conquest, Christian zealots, each points a finger, each offers a convenient scapegoat. But look closer, Caesar's supposed accidental fire in 48 BC, the library itself in its vastness largely untouched. The Arab conquest in 7th century AD, accounts suggest a library already diminished, if not already gone. And the Christian destruction under Theophilus in 391 AD, that was primarily the Serapeum, a daughter library, not the grand central institution. So if not one cataclysmic event, then what? The deeper you dig, the more unsettling the picture becomes. We're not looking for a single arsonist, but a pattern. Consider the sheer scope of what was lost. Mathematical treatises that described complex algorithms centuries ahead of their time. Astronomical charts that mapped galaxies we've only just begun to see. Medical texts that understood disease at a cellular level. Philosophical doctrines that challenged every dogma of subsequent ages. This wasn't just academic curiosities. This was the blueprint for an advanced civilization. Knowledge that could have fast-forwarded humanity by 1,000 years. Who would benefit from such a catastrophic delay? Ancient sources, often dismissed as folklore or exaggeration, speak of a great purge. Not a fire, but a calculated dismantling. Texts removed, scholars silenced. Whole sections of the library simply vanishing. Imagine the power required to orchestrate such an operation. A power not of a single emperor or conqueror, but something far more insidious, something that transcended empires. Here's where the official story truly unravels. We've been looking for the cause of the fire. But what if the fire itself was a diversion? What if the grand spectacle of burning scrolls was just a smokescreen for something far more sinister that happened before the flames ever touched the papyrus? What if the real destruction was not of the physical scrolls, but of the ideas contained within them? Not a spontaneous act, but a controlled demolition. Think of the most dangerous knowledge, not just how to build something but how to think freely, how to question authority, how to challenge the very foundations of the established order. This was the true threat Alexandria posed. It wasn't just a library, it was an incubator of rebellion. The evidence, when pieced together, reveals a pattern of systematic intellectual suppression, not by one group, but by an unholy alliance of emerging religious dogmas and consolidating political powers. What the files don't tell you is that the most dangerous texts, those detailing advanced physics, unorthodox cosmology, radical social structures, and even a profound understanding of consciousness itself, were not consumed by fire. They were relocated, systematically, meticulously, extracted by shadowy factions operating under the guise of intellectual preservation. These texts, these truly forbidden insights, were spirited away, not to be destroyed, but to be controlled, to be weaponized. The burning was a public spectacle, a symbolic sacrifice. The real loss was never public. It was a secret transfer of power, cloaked in ash. The Library of Alexandria didn't just burn, it was redacted. Its true contents, the most potent knowledge, were not lost to history, but deliberately locked away. And the powers that wielded that knowledge then might very well be the same powers that control the flow of information today. The files stop there. The official narrative ends with a whimper, a shrug of historical shoulders. But the truth, the real truth, often hides in the gaps. It's up to us to find what they buried. What knowledge do you suspect was too dangerous to be publicly known? What pieces of history have you seen that contradict the official story? Share your findings below. The investigation continues.